All right, we've got your Dodge Jeep Chrysler ignition. Very easy one to get apart. Sits just like that inside the housing, and that's your button underneath to get it to turn. As you can see, it's not turning right now because we're in the off position. So if we get our key, now in order to get it out, we've got to, say our key's not turning, we got to lube it up, tap on it to get it to turn. Once we get it to turn, it's got to go to, I believe, try it. Once you get it to turn once, you're good. Get it to go to it's either accessory or on position. Then that button will detent. Then you can poke that button from underneath with your pick and then pull it out of the housing. So you poke it and then just pull it, poke and pull. Dodge Jeep Chrysler, all of them are like this. So now we get it back in the van. We want to take it apart. So, and once you get it in the van, it may still turn for you. It may not. The lube will help. Very cheap locks, very easy to get them going. But we want to repair it so it doesn't happen again. So if you see, we've got these posts right here kind of covering the housing, those posts right there. You got posts right there, and you turn it over directly on the other side, you've got another post. So we get our key and we want to turn it counterclockwise all the way. So you can see it turn there counterclockwise, and then one of these posts are going to get caught up along the ridge here of the cylinder. Here's your housing, that's the housing, that's the actual cylinder. So we want to get this cylinder out, so we turn it all the way back, and it doesn't look like it's that post that's holding. Only one of them is holding, and you can see that post right there, and it's hitting that wall of our cylinder. It's kind of tough to see, but you can see it right there. So you get your screwdriver, and they are spring loaded. These posts in here, they're spring loaded. So we're gonna grab our screwdriver, and you can see we can push it down. So I'm pushing it down, and just if you look closely, you can hit it, get it down, and then continue to turn counterclockwise. Kind of tough to do. So you push it down and then turn it counterclockwise, and it'll get past. Let me turn it back. And it'll just get past, sorry, it's not focusing. It'll just get past this ridge right here that's coming from the cylinder. There's a ridge right there that it hits. So you want to turn it back all the way. And as you can see it, once you get it back past that post, it allows you to pick it up. So we'll put it just right back in. There's the running position. Okay, here's our key out. Run, key out. So I want to go counterclockwise back one turn. You hear it click. Look closely at you. That's the only thing holding it in at this point is that post right there. So get your post, push it down, push it back. Let me say, sorry I didn't get that in the video. Shit. So you get your post, push it back. See, I just dropped this. But anyways, here's the post too. Here's the post. They just come in and out like that, and then they got these springs in there. Here's one that fell out, and they dropped it again. There's one that fell out. Motherfucker. What the hell is hitting there? Dumping all out. I got one too many springs in there. So, here we go. Spring, 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 post, post. Those posts. So we'll put it back in, take it back out. So I just want you to put it back in. It only goes in one way. There we go. So off position, key in, counterclockwise, one click, and then find your post that it's hitting. It's hitting that post. Push the post down with a screwdriver or a pick. You can get a pick in there, and then pull out your ignition. So once you get it turned back, you shouldn't really have to fight it. So it's a sidebar ignition. I've got 2 wafers missing. I just took this thing apart real quick to make a video, but you should have 8 wafers, 4 on each side. 4 on each side. We're missing the last 2, so I only have 6. So it's a sidebar ignition. There's your sidebar located right there. Now with our key out of the ignition, sidebar sits up. With our key inserted, the sidebar should sit down. So if we have a failed ignition, your key's in there, all the way, but that sidebar's just creeping up a little bit. I'll get a key blink and show you. So Here's a key blink, not even cut. There's our sidebar right there. We insert the wrong key, that sidebar still sits up. So really this is what's failing on us with our current key for the vehicle. So what we would do is lube it up, clean it up real nice, you know, take a rag to it so it's nice and clean, you can see everything. And then you're just going to start pulling wafers until that sidebar sits completely flush. So say my sidebar's sitting up, even though it's not right here, but say it's sitting up like I had a bad key in there. So I'm just going to get in there and I'm just going to pull out a couple wafers, you know, until that thing sits flat. So they only come in one way. So I poke from the back, and you can get your screwdriver in there and just pry it up. There's a hole in there, and there's your wafer, and they're all numbered with the numbers on them. So you throw that aside, and you'll just go down the line as needed, depending on how many need to be pulled out. And I get my pick, and you got to make sure that you pull out your springs. So we're gonna set that in there. Just pop out the spring. It popped out, flew behind the camera. So, you know, do that as needed. You know, you can leave a number of 4 in here because it's got the chip in the key. So pulled it out. Let's see if pulling out that one worked. You know, say it did, and our sidebar sits flush again. So then we can just go ahead. It's fixed. You know, we can just go ahead, set it right back in the post. In the housing, it only goes in one way, and there it is. So then you're fixed. So, and then remember, once you go to put it back in the vehicle, we've got to get that detent to go down. So we've got to go either accessory, I think it's the on position. Go to the on position, that button will detent, and then you just click it in there. You set it back in the housing and turn it off, make sure it works, and then you're good to go. That's a quick, easy repair on Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler. That's their most common ignition right there. So very common for these to fail, you know, at this time for the early 2000 vehicles. So there you have it. Nice quick video, easy fix, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler ignition.